Yes, hello, is that the Italian FA? Yeah, hello, yeah, it's me. I'm the manager at the moment at Roma, and I was wondering, I noticed you'd sat your manager after the poor performance at the World Cup. I was wondering if you'd like to give us the job. Hello? Hello? Yes, hello, welcome on into Living Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content at 11 AM in your subscription box. And if you missed the last episode, go and check it out. We played a couple of games before the Qatar World Cup happened. Played against Inter in a top of the table clash, and we had our last game of our Europa League group stage against Espanyol. It was a good episode. Go and check it out. As you can see in front of us here, I did apply for the Italy job after the World Cup. They didn't do particularly well in the World Cup. I didn't get it. I also applied for the France job. I didn't get it. And I also applied for the Spain job. And guess what? I didn't get it. The people who did get it were the Atalanta, the Monaco, and the Villarreal managers. And I was thinking, should I apply for one of those jobs? And I thought, no. I think Roma is a better place to be than any of those clubs, so we're going to stick here. I thought it'd be good if we could get an international management job, but it wasn't quite going to work for us, unfortunately. So we need to become an international manager later on in our career. Maybe I need to win something, actually, as a manager here at Roma first, before I can get a job at a big team like Italy or France. If you do look at the World Cup that's just finished there at Qatar, Germany beat England in the final. Hard lines, all you English fans out there. England had beaten Croatia in the semi-final, and Germany had beaten France. Looking further back, quarterfinals, Denmark, Cameroon, Holland and Belgium had got there. In the second round, Austria, Jamaica got through the group stage. Portugal, Spain, South Korea, Algeria, Uruguay and Slovakia. So that is why the Spain manager was sacked, because he got knocked out in the second round. France got knocked out in the quarter-finals. No, they got knocked out in the semi-finals, sorry, didn't they? I'm not quite sure why the France manager lost his job for that, but nonetheless, he did. And also in the group stage, you can see Italy down the bottom there. Finished third in their group, getting knocked out by Slovakia and Uruguay. So that's why they, quite rightly, sacked the manager. I thought there was a chance we might have got the job, but it was not to be, unfortunately. So we're just going to stick along here with Roma. Since the last episode as well, it must be said, Gareth Bale had been released from the mutual termination. We're paying him 150 grand a week and he was sat in under 20s. So we got rid of him, and since we've got rid of him, he's decided to retire, age 33. So, yeah. He's not even turned into a coach. We can't even hire him back. It was not a very good signing, I must admit. Only 900,000, but it was definitely a waste of money, especially since we're paying 150 grand a week to him, basically, to sit and do nothing. So, goodbye, Gareth Bale. So you can see today we are the only game that's on, and that's because this is a game that was rearranged from before the World Cup was meant to be happening. So we play against Napoli today. A win for us would take us second, 7 points off Inter Milan. Remember in the last episode we did lose to Inter Milan. If we'd beaten them and we won today, we'd have been just 4 points off them, which has been pretty close. No, not even 4. Yeah, 4 points on that. A bit close. We're 4 points off them at the moment with a game in hand. But instead, we need to win this game to stick within 7. They are running away at the moment still, and it's going to be tough to try and catch up with them, but hopefully we can, and we need to do that with a win in today's game up against Napoli. And then we also have a game up against Parma on Thursday as well. We played some friendlies when the World Cup was on. We didn't do very much in them. We didn't play well. We're going to ignore them. And instead, we're going to concentrate on this tough double-header against Napoli and Parma. Let's get into it. Let's show you the team we're going to be using. One other thing to mention before we get into the game, I promise you we will get into the game, is Tolisso here. He's got himself injured. He's out for the rest of the season with damaged cruciate ligaments. Hopefully he can return fit and healthy and well. If I say long-term injury, it's a sort of one that it could really turn a player from nice, solid. I think he'll lose a lot of his stats, especially as he's 28. He's not past his peak, but he's certainly not a 23-year-old who can recover from an injury quickly. Out for 6 months, it might deteriorate quite badly by the time he comes back at the start of next season. So he's no longer available for us to select. So this is the team that we are going to go with. Patricio's going to go in goal. Zagadou, Gigo and Romagnoli, the 3 centre-backs. Odriozola on the right, Spinazzola on the left. Veretout and Camavinga in midfield. They've got a really great partnership there between them. Zaniolo and Palmer in the wide areas, and Tammy Abraham up front. You'll be thinking what's happened to Pellegrini. He was an important player for us last year. He still is a very important player. He's still a very good player. He's just not been playing very well recently. So he's sat on the bench until he starts to improve. He ain't going to be playing. So let's get into this. It's always a tough game up against Napoli. They're in their sky blue. And let's see if we can start slightly better than we have in previous games up against them. The ball was launched to Insigne on this left-hand side for Napoli. Maybe I have given the commentator's curse already in this game. Miranchuk, no, the ball cleared away. Camavinga finds Palmer, who comes in field, loses it to Lozano. And Osimhen, 30 seconds gone and we're nearly down 1-0. And Napoli passing the ball about at the back here. Koulibaly out to Rui on this left-hand side. Insigne into Mario Rui. Forward toward Osimhen. And it's a good save from Patricio there. And Zagadou will just about mop this up and get rid of it. And we hang on. 2 chances for Napoli. We've seen none for us. Veretout puts the ball in the box. And it's collected by Espina quite comfortably. We've had all the ball. We've not had any of the chances. The ball's launched long. Romagnoli heads it into Palmer. He tries to get past Zielinski down that left-hand side. It's a good challenge for Zielinski. And Lozano launches it long in behind our defence. So Simon with it. And it's a good save from Patricio. A wasted chance for their striker. We need to watch that. There's a couple of times now they've launched the ball over the top and behind our defence. And we maybe don't have the paces to centre-backs. Corner kick for us. Veretout into the front post. And it's headed away by Manolas. But Camavinga will collect this. And he goes down the left-hand side with it. Will he get the ball in the box? No, he loses it. But Spinazzola collects the ball now. Plays it in field to Veretout. Back to Kiho here. And Veretout and Tammy Abraham. Back to Camavinga. Slow build-up play from us. Romagnoli drives forward. Finds Palmer, who plays it forward to Abraham. He looked like he was offside, but that's a cracking volleyed finish from him. We'll see if it's allowed to stand. No, it's been disallowed. I did think it might have been offside, and indeed it was. But what a finish. Doesn't take away for the chance here. Lovely ball through. He's well offside. It's not a well-timed run, but it's a beautiful volleyed finish. Still 0-0 though. As I say, was offside. Ospina with the free kick from the offside there. Palmer with it through to Abraham. Goes down the left-hand side now. Finds Spinazzola. Will this ball get put into the box? No, he loses it to Lozano. And Manolas has it now. Back to Montiel and Koulibaly and Zielinski. Nice passing football there. Out wide to Lozano. Forward toward Osimhen, and it's cleared away from Patricio. Zaniolo has it now. And Veretout and Camavinga. And we've got a chance maybe. Palmer. Back to Romagnoli. Lots of highlights early on in this game. We've given the ball away and Fabian plays it through to Osimhen here. And Insigne down the left-hand side. Will he put the ball in the box? Finds Fabian. Back to Insigne. Osimhen hits it. And Victor Osimhen gets his 9th goal of the season. It's poor defending from us. We're giving the ball away far too easily, really. We're not keeping hold of the ball. Napoli go up 1-0 here, and it's probably deserved. Throw in from Romagnoli on the left into Palmer. Will he go down the line and put the ball in the box? He tries in towards Zaniolo. It's over the top of him, though. He collects it. Finds Odriozola, who loses the ball, and the ball's launched long. But Kiko collects this. Now take his time. Finds Veretout and Zagadou. And the ball forward again to Veretout. We're very slow and patient in build-up here. Veretout, back to Zagadou, keeping the ball between them here. That's why our defenders have so much of the ball, obviously, because they just keep it between them. Abraham loses the ball, but Camavinga picks it up. It's back to Abraham. Palmer gets challenged, but Veretout finds Zaniolo. Forward toward Palmer, who hits that. Looked like he was in an offside position, and indeed he was. And we've reached half-time, and we're going to make some tactical changes. I'm going to change our tempo to a far higher tempo and more direct passes. Miranchuk with a free kick here for Napoli, and it's wide of the goal. But yeah, if we can show just some more aggressiveness, try and get the ball forward. Actually try. We're just seems so passive. A bit more aggressive would be much appreciated here. Odriozola's playing really badly on the right-hand side there, so we'll bring on Lazaro to play for him. And Tammy Abraham's not having a good game, so we'll bring on Sesko up front as well here with half an hour to go. And it's a corner kick, and Veretout swings it in, and Romagnoli heads that over Should have got that on target. Palmer with the ball out on the left into Camavinga. Veretout now. Back to Romagnoli and we recycle this play. Back out to Spinazzola, who's in acres of space here. Puts the ball across the field to Lazaro. Comes into the box. Zaniolo hits it. And I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing, but it was nowhere near where the ball went. And we have got ourselves an equaliser here with 25 minutes to go. A lovely finish from Zaniolo there on the right-hand side. Spinazzola switches the play to Lazaro, who plays the ball infield to Zaniolo. One touch, hits it. You can see the keeper is just jumping about all over the place. But we've got the equaliser of 1-1. And let's see if we can somehow get ourselves a winner toward the end of this game. We've brought on Pellegrini for Palmer for the last 10 minutes here to see if we can do something on that left-hand side. A bit more of a skillful player as opposed to a pacey player like Palmer. But the game is running down and there's not been a highlight since that goal. It's a 1-1 draw. Probably, again, the sort of result I would have taken if you offered me it at the start of the season. But it's the sort of one that I wish we'd win. We kind of dominated the game in terms of chances created and the amount of possession we had. And we've only come away with a draw. It means that we are 9 points behind Inter Milan at the moment, at the top of the table after 14 games. I know there's still 24 games to go, but it feels like a really big gap to try to have to close down here. So we will be back in just a moment for the game up against Parma, who are down in 12th. So it's a game that I would really like to win, and hopefully we can. Right, so here we are back for the second game of today's episode up against Parma. You can see from the league table, Inter have got themselves another point. They did draw in this round of fixtures for them. They drew a last-minute equaliser from Torino. Meant that they didn't get 3 points. So a win from us today will take us within 7 of the top of the table. A win will take us up to 4th as well. 2 points behind Juventus and 1 point behind Lazio. There'll be a bit of a gap forming between 6th and 7th should we do that. You can see if we do win, Napoli 27 points, Sassuolo 23. So here's the team for today's game. Patricio's going to play in goal. Zagadou going to have Romagnoli and Otamendi today, either side of him. Lazaro on the right-hand side, Spinazzola on the left. Veretout and Camavinga keeping their fantastic midfield partnership together today. Zaniolo on the right. Pellegrini is going to come in for Palmer on the left-hand side, and Tammy is going to lead the line again. 12 goals so far this season from Tammy. He'll be hoping for a few more today. So as I mentioned earlier on, a win today would put us in 4th position, which seems how we started the season. I don't think we'd be too bad at all as we start January. You can see we've dominated the game so far, but there's not yet been a highlight. And here is the first one, the ball thrown in by Parma and going across their back line to their left-hand side. All the way back to the goalkeeper though now, and Sepe, who's in the goal. Will he launch this long? Yes, he will. And who gets on the end of it is Romagnoli. And can we progress the play down the left-hand side here? No, we switch it to the right. Zaniolo with it. And now it comes back to the left and Pellegrini. And he goes down the line. Will he put the ball into the middle? Yes, he will. Toward Abraham, who flicks it onto Zaniolo. And he scores his second goal of the episode. Zaniolo doesn't score often, but when he does, normally they're absolutely cracking strikes. I remember earlier on in the season he had one, there was a thunderous strike for the edge of the box, and he had a good one for the edge of the box earlier on today, and he's had another one here. Abraham heads that down, and Zaniolo thrashes that across the keeper. Our domination has resulted in us leading, and we lead 1-0 here. And there's a corner for Parma, though the ball swung into the box, cleared by Zagadou. Good from him. Coutinho with it, down the right for Parma now. Will he cross this ball back into the box? He does. The keeper tries to come for it, and he punches it, and we've conceded a goal. How? VR's checking for an offside, and it has been disallowed. I'm not sure at what point it was disallowed. Hopefully we get to see a replay here. The ball came in, Rui Patricio punched it out, and Cyprian heads that back in, and the player it comes to was in offside position. Then it was bounced off our defender, and Vasquez tucked it in. But thankfully, it's been called for offside, and we still lead 1-0. We've reached half-time, and Tammy Abraham has twisted his knee, so we're going to bring on Benjamin Sesko to play for him, and Pellegrini's playing really, really badly, so we'll bring on Justin Kluivert to play for the second half there. We'll ask the assistant to take the team talk, and he does it well. Lazaro's played really badly in this game, so off he comes, and on comes Desquiglio on that right-hand side. There's not been a highlight in the second half. Here's the first one. Veretout with a free kick, and Sepe tips it away just about. You see, we still dominated the statistics, but we're not getting the goals we'd be hoping for, and the time's ticking down towards added time in this second half. 4 minutes going to be added on, and it would be just our luck if Parma got a late equaliser, but it's not going to happen. We've hung on to a 1-0 victory. I mean, hung on. We've dominated the game, but we've just come away with a 1-0 victory. We'll take take the result. Maybe the performance wasn't quite there, but we'll take the result. And that's us up into 4th place now. 7 points off Inter, just a couple behind Juventus, 1 behind our Rome rivals in Lazio. It's getting tight at the top of the table. Inter are being dragged back into this title battle with a couple of the results that haven't gone their way. Tammy Abraham is out for 3 to 4 days, and it's a couple of days for Justin Kluivert. So it's not too bad, those injuries. And I'm just having a look at the month of January. It's going to be very, very busy. We've got a game almost every 4 days or so, something like that. So I think we will return at the end of January, show you all the games that we've done and what the results are like there. Should we beat Genoa, then our cup game, our 4th round, would be at some point in February as well. So you might get to see that, might get to see games against Sampdoria, might get to see deadline day, who knows. So if you have enjoyed this episode, a draw against Napoli, a win against Parma, and back up into the Champions League places, then please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until the next one, we'll see you then.